Another big deal for Delmarva. Two of them, actually. Corporate pastry chef at Sodell Concepts, Drew Tevis, will be on Season 9 of the Food Network's Holiday Baking Championship. His appearance will air Monday, November 7th. As you can see here, Thompson Island Brewing Company is holding a viewing party that night. Chef Drew will be there, and you'll be able to sample food made from the show. And then later this month, another chef from Delmarva steps into the national spotlight. Hari Cameron will appear on Netflix's Snack vs. Chef November 30th. But in true DelmarvaLife fashion, we like to tout that Hari got his start on the small screen with us. As we look back on a decade of DelmarvaLife, we revisit 2018 when we had an opportunity to get to know Hari on a more personal level.
It doesn't matter where you're from, what language you speak, what holidays you do or don't celebrate, there is one thing across cultures that unites all of us. That is a good meal.
I, from a young age, understood that food could be culture, it could be family, it could be nourishment, it could be entertainment, it could be a lot of things.
Hari Cameron, owner of restaurants Amuse and Grandpa Mac, knows that delicious meals don't need to be elaborate to be delicious, but rather builds meals with fresh, clean ingredients.
Growing up in Georgetown, we'd always have gardens, and there was nothing better to me than going in, getting a fresh, ripe tomato hot from the sun, slicing it, and making a warm tomato sandwich with mayonnaise and salt and pepper. You know, simple, but kind of helped me understand that, you know, when you use really good ingredients, you don't have to do as much to them. You can kind of just let them sing on their own.
Curiosity and an advanced palate from a young age provided the motivation for Hari to begin a career in the restaurant industry.
I was actually working at the Buttery in Lewis, and they said, hey, can you make salads? And I'd worked in kitchens in high school, but I didn't really take it seriously. And I started doing it and really fell in love with it, and kind of it ignited a passion in me that I didn't know I had.
When it comes to crafting unique, one-of-a-kind recipes, Hari Cameron really thinks outside the recipe book.
When I first started cooking, I followed all of the traditional French recipes. That was all the knowledge that was out there for me. I was always aware that there was more to food than that, and I kept asking questions like, okay, I see these recipes, but why are we cooking things like this? You know, how can I make food my own, and how can I change it?
With Hari questioning the traditional methods of cooking, he decided to set up a new goal for himself.
When I was 20, I set a goal to own a restaurant before the time I was 30. It was a 10-year goal, and it was something I worked really hard to do. I was a young chef and a young manager, and at 29, I made that happen.
Owning a restaurant has led to some inspiring dishes.
So the name of this restaurant is Amuse, and the tagline is Inspired Food and Drink. Everything about the restaurant's design was inspired by something else. I let the food be seasonally driven. As the ingredients come in, I create dishes around those things. What I'm interested at the time, as far as technique-wise, I use different techniques that are both old school, from old recipe books to very modern recipe books as well.
But food isn't the only thing Hari considered when creating a one-of-a-kind restaurant. Amuse is also visually appealing and is the perfect union between the beach area and the surrounding farmland.
Our outside wall is fenced in both old barn boards, but also old driftwood. So it's kind of like this marriage juxtaposition between the ocean, which is on one side of Delaware, and the farmland that's on the other. The back bar at Restaurant Amuse is an ever-changing life. You know, guests come in and bring things to put up there for us.
Many cultures, traditions, and great memories made are all often shared over a good meal, and that's really what it's all about.
And it's so nice to invite people into a space where, I mean, if you're fortunate enough to spend time with somebody you really care about and slow down and enjoy a meal, that's a really great thing.
If you find Hari's drive and work inspiring, he's happy to share some advice for upcoming entrepreneurs.
What you should do as a young business person is find your niche, pay attention, you know, work with passion, work hard, and you can achieve your dreams.
Hari says competing and filming in Snack vs. Chef was one of the most fun and challenging things he's ever done. Again, it debuts on November 30th.